Alrighty guys, so we're back at my mom's storage. So we're gonna mess with the height. I've been riding around for a bit, like a month and some change now, at this higher height. As you guys remember, I got pulled over a while back. I ended up getting a ticket for being too low. I didn't get the speeding one, which I may have been speeding, I don't remember. But if I was speeding, it was by a little bit. But speeding, right? So anyways, we're gonna lower all four sides a little bit, and then also buy a little, I can't find my tool because I actually buy a little, like, not a grinder, but what is it called? I'm blanking on the name right now, but I ended up buying my tools and can't find them. So we're gonna try to lower the car. Well, we're gonna lower the car, and then we're gonna try to install the lip. And I'll show you guys the whole lip stuff because it's not off an Accord, so that's why it may give us a little bit more of an issue. It's off a 240. We're gonna go ahead and lower it just a tad bit, and then we'll see how it stands. After we do both sides, because obviously if we only do one side, the other side's gonna be it's not gonna match. But like I was saying, the front lip is of a 240. The person that gave me the idea to go with that is my buddy Moy. As you guys know, he drives a CB7, Accord CB7, and it's just, his car is so flawless, you know. And now that it's K-swap, I'm actually gonna make a trip up to Bakersfield to do a follow-up interview on him. When is yet to be determined. The reason why is yet to be determined, because I was thinking about doing it very soon, but then there's Weenie Fest. Weenie Fest is this car show in Fresno, and I'm considering going up there, and I don't know if I want to drive to Fresno and then Bakersfield within the same weekend. So that's what's keeping me from doing that, or potentially going, you know. We'll see though. The Weenie Fest one, man, that one's just like a 4-hour drive for me. And I don't know, man. To drive 4 hours there and back on the same day might be a little too much. Bakersfield I can do. I mean, it's about 3 and some change. Maybe like 3.5 hour drive. And coming back, I would probably schedule it for a Saturday, you know? That way I don't have to be rushing the next day for work. But still makes you wonder. Okay. That's good. That's where I see a little bit of tire thread. I think that's what I'm aiming for, tire thread. Yeah. Nailed it. That's perfect. Okay. I mean, I'm getting old now that you guys know that I don't want to be slammed. So that looks pretty good. Should I lower it just a tiny bit more? That looks good. Tiny bit more, maybe. Just to clear right here on both sides. Alrighty, so as you guys can tell, the front definitely does need some adjusting. It's pretty high, if you ask me. So then we're looking to get to that first line, no, the second line from admin. So looking to higher the thread. So maybe around right there, if my finger can focus on it. So that first line, so I'm thinking what, about 1.25 inches maybe. So we'll do that, and then we'll see how it looks. Then we're gonna try to add the front lip, and I'm not trying to lower too much because I don't want the lip to sit too low. When I first installed it, the car was at regular height, and that lip was just scraping on flat surfaces. Now I did adjust something to the lip. I'll show you guys later on. I cut a couple plastic pieces that Moy was like, hey, if you cut that extra, I think about 1 inch of plastic, the lip can tuck back in a little bit more, and then that gives you a little bit better clearance. But yeah, we're gonna see. We're gonna a little bit more. Tiny bit. I was aiming for this line. Definitely lower it quite a bit, but yeah, definitely want a little bit more. I want to cut the tire thread. And to some of you guys, it's like, that's good, but you know how it goes when you want a little bit more. Yeah, just a tiny bit. I ended up lowering the other side, and as you guys can tell, we reached that line that we wanted. It's no longer showing tire thread, and I think it looks very good all around. So I think we're good. Gotta start working on the lip now, but I'm happy where it sits. Yes, will not be able to see the back, but the back is there. This one still, I need a upper control arm camber kit or a bigger spacer up front to just give it that close to zero camber, but for now it's looking good. Alrighty. Second step of this operation. As you guys can tell, the lip is very dusty. It's because it's been sitting. So originally, I put it on, and obviously it's for 240, so it's not gonna match. I put it on like this, screwed in everywhere. The fit is okay. Obviously, that's more on my part that I need to get better at cutting and stuff. And then when I started cutting the edges, as you can tell here, I still can't think of the name. My Dremel overheated on me, and it just gave out. Okay, so that's no problem. I'm gonna go ahead and buy another. Well, at first I thought it was overheated, so I was like, let me just give it a rest. Came back a couple days later, still wouldn't work, so I know that Dremel was done. And then I went to Home Depot and bought another Dremel, and I just cannot find it. But it is what it is. So I'm gonna try to cut it with this little saw that I bought. It's gonna take forever, but I want to give it a try now that I lower the car. So hopefully we can start messing with a little bit of the fitment. So we'll see. Just get to cutting. It's cutting all right. It's gonna take a long time. I think we should fast forward this part. Alrighty, that took a little longer than I like to admit, but a couple bloody fingers later, this little thing works, man. Man, just couldn't get a better grip, but it's good. This thing is thick. So, cut this side. It's pretty even. We're leaving this little center one because that's where we're gonna mount it onto the bumper in the center, and then I'm gonna do our first test fit. Alright, so we're trying to match the sides first, and then afterwards I'm gonna go ahead and create trying to match the sides first, but I don't think it's gonna match the best way, but I'm more concerned with the front, how it's gonna look in the front. So we'll see how this one comes out to play. Alright, so this is a current function. I don't know. I mean, obviously if you zoom in, like right there, it looks horrible, but overall I think it looks okay. I'm gonna give it a try. I think I'm gonna end up going with the 94-95 lip, to be honest with you guys. I'm gonna give this one a try. We'll see. I'll take her out and see how it looks. I still have to reinforce it because there's only 3 screws in there. I mean, I don't know, doesn't look the prettiest, but it doesn't really look too bad, even to my standards. Hey, you guys know my standards are pretty low. We'll see. Let me take out the car. Let me double check that I actually torque the wheels, and then we'll take out the car. I really like the height that we're in. I heard a little bit of rubbing, but nothing too crazy. I mean, 3 years ago, if I would have seen that gap, I would have been like, no, I gotta dump it. What am I kidding? 3 years ago? A year ago, when we put the suspension. Rear, I'm very happy with. And front as well. So it doesn't look amazing, but I feel like it doesn't look horrible. I think it gives her a nice aggressive stance. I like the color, the way it's popping up today. A little bit of blue in there. It's not completely like gray. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna look for screws. I'm gonna reinforce the heck out of that front lip, and yeah, we'll rock it, see how it goes. We'll take some pictures after this, and I dig it.